I'm late.
No, you got here right on time.
No, I'm late.
It's The Late Show.
Sorry, I'm late.
You're too late!
The wizard is never late.
Can I help you?
Yeah, I'm gonna see the show.
But not to come late. You are late.
You're late, man. Always late, huh?
The hour grows late.
You're late. I'm not paying for those.
But is he already too late to save his friends?
You're too late.
And I'm like, dude.
You're not going from Mary Poppins to a savage killer.
I would say yes, it lives up to the hype. What little hype I had for it was pretty damn good.
And here we are.
What up?
John Rosenblum caught on his phone, not paying attention.
Always.
Welcome to Late to the Show podcast. This will be our 30th episode. It's a flippin' milestone, John.
Nice. I should probably really update the social media at some point.
Well, just wait till episode 60. That'll be all right.
Yeah.
Tonight we were waiting on someone, and they never got back to us. Shame, shame, shame. I will not say their name, but it rhymes with... No, I'm just kidding. John looked at me scared. All right, this week we're doing the movie The Man from U.N.C.L.E.
Yup.
Severely slept on film because I can't find a single fucking person who's also seen it until now. John has seen it.
Kate hasn't seen it?
No, I made her watch it.
Oh, okay. I was gonna
But
say.
I'm saying, like, I bring it up to someone, they're like, oh, I haven't heard of that one. I'm like, God damn it.
Like, I heard about it. I remember seeing trailers for it.
Yeah.
I just didn't watch it.
I can't find anyone who's watched it before me telling them, you gotta fucking watch this movie.
Yeah.
Did you like it, John?
I did enjoy it. I couldn't really tell you anybody's names or specifics about anybody. I have a general idea of the plot.
You mean, like, their character names?
Yeah. I remember I remember Napoleon Solo because that's a pretty interesting, unique name, and Gabby, and then the Russian guy, and that's all I remember.
Which Russian guy?
The Russian guy.
The
Army Hammer.
Yeah, Army Hammer's character.
Yeah. Yeah.
Red Peril. You could just call him that.
Sure. This movie to me was, again, great movie. A lot of style over substance, though. I feel there was a lot of style over substance, and I'm not saying that is a bad thing.
I felt like that in the montage scenes.
I felt like that through the entire movie.
Really?
I'm not saying it's a bad thing, though. Like, I think that's kind of what this movie needed to be, because it wasn't like the most top tier, like, spy intricacies, but I think that actually worked really well for this movie. Like, I think it was still a really good movie, and I still really enjoyed it, but I think it was flashy the whole way through, and that's where its strength lied.
Wait, what do you mean it wasn't the top tier of spy?
Like, there wasn't a lot of, like, intricacies and backstabbings and double agents and shit like that. The most you got was Gabby being a British agent. You find out she's clearly working for somebody about halfway through.
Yeah.
And then you think, maybe, spoiler alert, maybe she's working for the bad... Yeah, maybe she's working for the bad guy. Nope, she's working for the British government. So that's about as twisty as this entire movie gets. Whereas you look at something like a Bourne movie, and it's just like, there's a lot more... there's definitely more...
I've actually never seen any of the Bourne movies.
Oh, interesting. Maybe.
Or any 007 movies. Nope. I saw Spectre.
Oh, you saw one of the worst ones. Spectre was garbage.
And I wasn't, like, really watching it. I think I was on my computer and someone in the apartment was watching it.
Spectre's
back in Chicago.
bad. Spectre's bad.
Yeah, it's the one with Christoph Waltz.
Yeah. Yeah, where they did the second of the... Star Trek Into Darkness must have come out earlier than that. But where in Star Trek Into Darkness, they're like, no, he's not Khan. He's not Khan. He was Khan. And... for Spectre, they're like, no, he's not Blofeld. He was Blofeld. Yeah, he was. Spoiler alert, but fuck it, that movie was bad.
But it had Batista in it.
Yeah, it did.
And he's really popular now.
He
and
is.
just playing the same character he played as Drax.
No.
What?
No.
Isn't that what he was in fucking the Stuber?
Oh, I don't know. I'm talking about Spectre.
Oh, wait, no, not in that.
Yeah, in
but
Spectre,
now everything he does, he's just Drax. Like in that fucking the FX vampire show.
Yeah, but he was also only in it for like a cameo. So.
I know, but all he did was Drax.
Yeah, he didn't do Drax in Blade Runner 2049.
I didn't even know he was in it.
Yeah, he was in that at the beginning. He was in it probably about as long as he was in What We Do in the Shadows.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no, I mean, so yeah, there's definitely more intricate spy movies. But I'm not saying this is a bad one. Like, it was fucking cool as hell the whole way through.
Did you see it coming, the twists and turns? Did you see any of them coming?
That the bad guys were just the bad guys and that they would have the nuke. I figured they would have the bomb, and I figured they'd have to stop them transporting the bomb by the end.
But, okay, I'm talking about with Gabby. Did you see any of that coming?
No, but as soon as she made some call, I'm like, okay, she's a spy of some sort.
Did you see it coming that they would use the actual second warhead to kill them with the actual warhead?
Okay, that's specific. That's not twists.
It is a twist, because
Using
when they
a bo-
defeat him, they think, we got the bomb. No, wait, you don't have the bomb. You have the wrong fucking thing. And
Okay,
then they have to track
but using
them down.
using the bomb that wasn't the bomb to kill them is not a twist.
No, the twist is that they didn't get the bomb, is what I'm saying. But then it's cool that they actually use that to fucking lock onto the other one, and that's how they kill them.
Okay, so
I'm
again,
not calling that a twist. I'm saying the
you
fact
do
that
what
they-
you did. You're like,
No,
did
no,
you
no, no.
see them using the bomb to kill
What
them?
about when they didn't actually get the bomb
Yeah,
is how I
know.
started it. Go ahead, rewind 5 seconds, everyone.
Anyways, again, there's definitely more intricate spy movies, but I'm not saying that as a bad thing about this movie. Like, this is not a criticism of this movie,
I'm not making
which you
fun of
seem to be thinking it is.
Because I've got nothing to criticize this movie for.
I'm not criticizing the movie.
yeah,
I'm
hey,
saying
you better
it's
not be.
I'm saying it's style over substance.
Come to my apartment, you talk shit about one of my
It's
favorite movies.
it's a Guy Ritchie movie. Like, that's the thing, is Guy Ritchie movies a lot of times are style over substance. Sometimes they've got substance, but a lot of the time it's mostly just style, and they look cool as hell.
So you would call the Rob Zombie movie style over substance, probably.
I haven't seen them, but
seen any of them?
Sorry, that's not true. I've seen House of a Thousand Corpses and Devil's Rejects.
No,
Yeah, I was thinking, for whatever reason. Here's the thing: is earlier it had one of the clips was like Joe Rogan talking to Rob Zombie, and it had the poster for Halloween that he did.
Oh.
And so in my head, I'm like, no, I haven't seen any of the Rob Zombie Halloween movies. But
That was a good podcast, by the way. The one where he talks to Rob Zombie. Turns out Rob Zombie's like a really chill guy.
that honestly doesn't surprise me at all.
Well, like, I was thinking he'd be like this super, like, dark weirdo kind of guy.
I think
Just
I've
based
seen.
on the movies that he's made.
I think I've seen interviews with him, and he's just a really chill dude.
He just likes all movies. It's not like he's only into horror movies. He likes literally all movies.
He just enjoys making horror movies.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I would say Devil's Rejects is more style over substance. House of a Thousand
Ooh, I
Corpses,
wouldn't say that at all.
you wouldn't say Devil's
I
Rejects.
think Devil's
was-
Rejects is way more... It's more akin to, like, a mainstream movie than House of Thousand Corpses.
That may be, but that's not the argument about style over
Well,
substance.
that's why I say, like, his style is so apart from mainstream movies that it is literally his style
Yeah.
over the substance of, like, is this, like, what do you, like, is this a quality film, per se?
See, when I'm saying style over substance, I mean shit where it's like the visuals and the flashiness, and it's like it looks really cool, but it's not a deep film. Like
Okay.
Devil's Rejects is more style over substance.
I still wouldn't say that. I'd say it has more of a story between the three people. Between
Oh,
Baby, Sid
that may-
Haig, and...
Compared to
Otis.
maybe like Devil's Rejects, possibly.
No, Devil's
Or
Rejects
fucking
compared to
House of a Thousand Corpses. Thank you. Yeah, that's what I meant to say. I mean, either way, but I'm again style over substance. I think works sometimes. I think something like Man from U.N.C.L.E. or Devil's Rejects. That's kind of all you need for movies like that. Like, I think you can go deeper with things like this, but I don't necessarily think, keeping us on track with the movie we're talking about, I don't think the point of The Man from U.N.C.L.E. was to tell a deep, important story about
suppose.
the political environment of the Cold War. It was to be like, here's a really fucking cool spy movie.
Yeah,
Enjoy.
it kind of just puts you in the setting, and you don't have to, like, do a deep dive on, and this is what it was like at this time. It's
Yeah.
like, well, we don't need to do that.
They don't like each other. Now they have to work together. Have fun. Like, that's all you need, you know?
Probably one of my favorite odd couple
Oh,
like,
easily.
pieces.
I mean, I just like, just even in the way they dress is like such a perfect like pairing of like how they're, you know, opposed.
Right.
Because fucking Napoleon Solo, played by Henry Cavill, is always dressed fucking immaculately. And it's just a
Perfect
very
suit.
suave individual. Like, I loved his whole intro and like the car chase scene where he's just sitting in the back. It's like, all right, now you can take a left here, and it's left and then immediate right. And he's just real calm and collected. The cars are flying down the street. There's gunshots. and like all of that. It's like really cool, but he's keeping, he keeps calm under pressure. Whereas like Armie Hammer's character, like they establish early on, is like, hey, it takes like every ounce of self-control of his
Not to blow
to
up.
not beat somebody to death with his bare hands,
Well, when he gets pushed to that level, he can like stay calm, but like, yeah,
That's what I'm talking
like,
about. Is that
he's
takes
calm
all
like
of
a bomb.
it? Yeah.
He's got a short fuse.
Which was one of my favorite scenes, was when he wanted, like, when he had to walk away from her uncle and he went to the bathroom to like just wash his hands, and the guys were being dicks about it. Yeah. And like they finally think they kicked him out. He shuts the door, and then you don't see what happens except him like walking out having washed his hands.
Yeah. Yeah, I really fucking love this movie. And what do you think of Armie Hammer as playing a Russian?
I thought he was really good. I almost turned subtitles on because I couldn't understand him half the time. But
Really?
Yeah, at least at first. It kind of started picking up. But at first it was like the accent was really thick. Plus Armie Hammer's voice is really deep. So kind of combining the two kind of makes
Also,
things fucky.
I never realized what a fucking giant that dude is until I saw this movie, and he's standing next to the girl, Alicia Vikander. Vikander? What?
I thought it was Vikander.
Vikander?
Alicia Vikander.
Vikander? Yeah, sure.
I don't know. Alicia.
Okay. Yeah, her. Gabby.
We're on a first name basis.
Yeah. Alice, I like to call her.
A.
I say, hey, bitch, get over here. I don't say that.
No.
But,
no, now we're never going to get Alicia Vikander on the podcast.
We might. She likes that. But when you see those two next to each other, like when they're dancing in the hotel room,
Yeah.
she's like half his size. It's insane.
Well, what was the fucking line? Because I always will think about that line from The Social Network when he's playing the Winklevoss twins, and he says,
Winklevi.
"Yeah, the Winklevi." When he's threatening Zuckerberg somehow, and Zuckerberg's not there. It's like the Winklevi are talking to somebody else, and they're like, "Well, how do you plan on doing that?" He's like, "I'm 6'2", 250 pounds, and there's two of me."
That's funny. That's I haven't seen that movie. That's the actual line. There's two of me.
Yeah.
That's hilarious since
Yeah.
he's one guy.
I mean, but there's two Winklevi.
I know. One guy, two Winklevi.
Yes.
That's the name of his autobiography.
One guy,
when
two
he's
Winkle-
70 years old and he's reflecting on his time in Hollywood.
Yeah.
His title is One Guy, Two Winklevi.
Armie Hammer, if you use that, we would like some royalties. Just like
Some?
yeah, just like
300 grand.
sure. Let's just make it a flat fee. We don't even need
Yeah,
royalties.
exactly. He might sell a lot of copies. He doesn't want to give up those points.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I'll take $300,000.
I like Henry Cavill in this movie better than I do in Superman. As Superman.
He's a great Superman. He just hasn't had the right script for being Superman.
Well, I really liked Man of Steel, so I don't think he's had a bad script for Superman. I just think, like, as far as the way he fits into a character, he fit into this character fucking perfectly. This shit was like a glove. Him as
Yeah,
Superman, like, there's some awkward moments with him where, like, some of the faces he makes is just like, I don't, like, there's a little bit of a disconnect to me.
Again, it's
But
the
I
Zack.
fucking love him in
Like,
this movie.
I don't mind Zack Snyder. I think Zack Snyder doing Batman would have made more sense than Zack Snyder doing Superman. Just because kind of the grim, dark shit is kind of a little bit more up Zack Snyder's alley, whereas Superman is supposed to be a bright, cheerful character.
Yeah.
But again, which is why I think Henry Cavill would do well in that, because I mean, you just look at him in this, always very confident, in control of the situation, smiling,
Yeah.
which you don't ever really get to see Superman do in the DCEU. So like, that's why I still say Henry Cavill is an excellent choice for Superman.
Right.
But yeah, this whole shit. There was one thing about this movie I wanted to mention. Now I can't fucking think what it was.
Bad thing?
No.
Did you see something bad?
No, it was something, motherfucker.
Sorry, I'm just a little defensive.
I noticed you didn't direct this movie, all right?
I wish I did. Actually, I bet a lot of people wish they did, just because they'd get Guy Ritchie's paycheck.
Yeah. Again, wouldn't mind it.
No, still haven't gotten back to us.
No. Just close out of your Facebook. Just close out of Facebook.
No, I like having 10 tabs open.
Yeah, I know you do, you psycho.
It's also my second window open, so.
Anyways, shit. What?
Okay, yeah, we're recording.
Okay.
Gotta make sure.
What the fuck was it I was gonna say about this? Well, again, there's a lot of that, like, I couldn't really tell you specifics about, like, a lot of the plot. Oh, that's what it was. And I don't know why. That car chase where...
At the beginning?
No, at the end. Oh. Where they're driving through, like, the mud and everything. I don't know if I, like, looked away for half a second or something, but I lost the plot of where everybody was in a relationship to one another because the camera kept, like, zooming out and, like, Henry Cavill kept stopping his car for some reason.
Because he had to keep, like, getting to a higher location to see where everyone was.
No, I understand that point, but he never seemed to have been getting up to a higher location. He seemed to basically be following behind the guy and then stopping and looking around. And then, like, I got he was trying to, like, cut him off, but the way it was filmed was very... weird. Whereas you look at the really awesome car chase at the beginning when, like, you have that above the head shot where, like, she had parallel parked when Armie Hammer went flying by,
right? And
then, like, she drives on a reversing. And, like, yeah, and, like, she, like, slides around the car as he goes the other way, and then it, like, and then he backs back up, and then
she's backing up on the sidewalk and stuff.
Yeah, and then Henry Cavill comes around the car and everything. And, like, that's... I understood where everybody was in space in that shot, in that, and then the car chase through the jungle at the end. I'm just like, what the fuck is going on? And how they determined which car, like, he got down there, he, like, looked at one, then he looked under the sheet of another, and then, like, he, like, looked back to the first one, which I understand it implies he took the one under the sheet.
Because it's ginormous.
Yeah,
that's why. The size of it is like 3 times the size of that smaller one.
Was it? Because they looked to be about the same size to me, just at the way I was reading the film.
One, and then he walked over to the ginormous sheet, and he looks under it, and then he puts it back down, just kind of thinking to himself, and then it shows him taking flight in that ginormous, like, 4-wheeler thing.
Yeah, and then somehow Armie Hammer caught up and was chasing behind them on a dirt bike.
Because he was on a bike cutting through.
No, I got that. No, he caught up to where Henry Cavill was and was suddenly on a dirt bike. Just that last sequence finding that guy was kind of like a little all over the place, but...
Well, okay. Armie Hammer was ahead of Henry Cavill.
Okay.
Because Henry Cavill stopped to get his watch.
Yes.
Who was on that passed out guy. So, fucking Armie Hammer took off on the bike way early. That's why he was able to catch up to Gabby and that guy first.
You see him get on the bike after Henry Cavill has gotten down there and taken off in his car.
Does he?
Yes.
Is that how it's edited?
Yeah, that's how it's edited.
He might be in a different, like, garage space then.
Maybe, because that's part of what threw me off, and then I was just confused for the rest of the fucking car chase until everybody collided with each other. I'm like, all right, cool, now we're all back on the same page.
Well, because one of them goes under the bridge. Like, because there's that bridge between, like, 2 islands, and one of them, like, you think they're going to come on top, but for some reason it's underneath. That was
weird. See, maybe I didn't catch them driving under that, because I saw, like, the shot of the bridge, and then there was a shot of the bridge again, and I'm like, but nothing changed. I don't know if it was something with the TV, where I was sitting, where I was looking. I don't know. I didn't read the scene correctly, I guess. But, whatever. It didn't detract from the movie that much from me. I'm just like, this car chase will end eventually.
Right.
And we'll all be back together. And they'll kill this guy.
Yeah. What'd you think about the way they killed him? Like, I mean, I kind of get, like, why it was, like why they cut sound out and it was, like, super close up on both of them when Elia stabbed him. What are you looking for?
You went from 4 to 5 on your Facebook.
That's my notifications. Oh shit.
Ooh, hold on. We might pause for a sec.
No, we're not going to. She's working.
Oh, okay. Cool. Well, we'll get back to that later.
All right. Stupid. She's out.
I would just cut all that from the...
She's not going to listen.
Anyways.
And
anyways,
I'm
let's
just kidding. Just fooling around. She's not going to listen.
Anyways. I don't remember how they killed that guy.
Okay, so he throws the motorcycle. So
I remember that part. He threw the
motorcycle lands on him. He's
on Armie Hammer
out for a second. Yes, it lands on the Russian. And then he wakes up to...
it's established early on.
Vinci Guerra. That's his name.
That's right.
To Vinci Guerra, he's like beating the shit out of Napoleon solo. He's about to get the upper hand because he's got a gun in his hand, I think.
Yeah.
And the Russian stands up and throws the motorcycle at this dude.
Yeah.
Which seemed a little gratuitous, but I was like, you fucking threw a motorcycle. with the engine still in it. That's fucking heavy. And then they are fighting around. They're fighting each other, and Elliot has a knife, and he stabs him up close, but all the sound leaves, and they just see like rain
that's
pouring
right,
down
right,
their
right,
face,
right,
and then
right.
blood comes down Vinci Guerra's head.
See, I thought... I remember that now. Because we hear like a gunshot, too. And I thought, and I don't know why, because it was never established earlier, I thought he had a ballistic knife, which I thought was going to be really cool. Like, he was going to, like, literally, like, lean back, and there's going to be, like, a blade, like, under his chin.
No,
like,
this ain't Punisher.
Ballistic knives were used by the KGB.
Were they?
Yeah.
Oh.
So that's why I figured...
I like that scene in Punisher, though.
I don't remember it. It's been a while.
they
Wait,
get
which
good-
Punisher? Warzone or the
No,
one
no,
with,
no, the good
with
one.
John Travolta?
Yeah.
I haven't seen it in a long time.
Okay, this hitman and the Punisher get into this, like, car fight where he's, like, shooting at his car, and he's got, like, blast shields over the windows and stuff.
Oh, I figured...
And then he
it was the
falls
dude with
out.
the guitar, right?
Yeah, and he says, "You dumb son of a bitch, bringing a knife to a gunfight." And he presses a button and it hits him in the jugular, and he fucking dies. That's a good ballistic knife scene.
Yeah, I remember the guitar guy shooting at his car. I remember that part. Yeah, so that's what I was expecting to see if had happened, but it wasn't. But it was still fine. Like, I wasn't disappointed. I was just like, oh.
Well, like, at first I thought it was kind of weird, like, how dramatic they made that moment. Because, like, the guy that they killed there, Vinci Guerra, I mean, like, yeah, he's the son of, like, the guy who started all these Vinci Guerra Industries. And it's become, like, this kind of almost terrorist organization. Not really terrorist organization. They're just in everything for a profit.
Yep.
But at this point in their business plans, they are selling nuclear warheads.
Yeah.
So,
you know, as you do.
terrorism.
Your normal business progression. Fucking fishing markets, import, export, nukes. There you go. That's what...
Anyway, so... But they made it really dramatic when they killed him. And they actually have a stare-off as he dies. I was like, why? Like, what?
And he was never really established as, like, that much of a villain or anything.
Yeah, like, because it's his wife who's the real villain.
Yeah.
Because she's the one who's
Well,
fucking
I
cold
thought
as shit.
sister.
No, that's his wife.
Oh, that's right. Right, because she wasn't... Okay. I was trying to... Couldn't remember a lot of specifics about this movie because they explained the family dynamic from, like, the guy's dad and then, like, not just gone. So...
They do explain that at the very beginning, and you don't see much of a relationship between the guy and the girl, but I think that kind of adds to the fact, like, their relationship is more of a business relationship.
Yep.
And they're also European, so they fuck other people.
Yeah. As you do.
Yeah. That's what you do. But, and I think, like, maybe the big reason was because Vinci Guerra kind of had the hots for Gabby a little bit, and she was kind of playing that a little bit with the Russian just to kind of fucking make him a little jealous and stuff.
Yeah.
So I was wondering if, like, there's some kind of significance there and, like, the way that they got a slow death, or the fact that he put Gabby in danger too, you know?
Almost thought I knocked my water over. Yeah, no, I know what you're saying.
Because, like, you get this, like, big catharsis moment when he dies, but I was kind of wondering, like, why did we get that moment for him necessarily? Because he wasn't made up to be this big villain. He's more like a pawn also.
Yeah, he was, again, not in the movie much.
Like, so, Lady Vinci Guerra, she's the main villain. She's the fucking queen on the chessboard.
Yeah.
Her husband's, like, a knight?
Yeah.
A rook, maybe?
If
He's not
that.
the king.
No. Well, she's the king and queen.
Yeah.
So.
Which is kind of cool, actually.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so I was just kind of thought it was weird.
Yeah, that was kind of weird. But
I still
again,
don't mind it. Like, I mean, you
No,
could
again,
find
you go to
meaning
the-
where you want to put it, too.
again, it kind of boils back down to that style over substance
I suppose.
thing. Because, I mean, there was the whole bit where
It's still
Gabby
a
and
cool
her...
scene, but if
Yeah.
you're, like, looking at it deeply, it's like, well, I mean, was he so important to kill other than just to get the bomb?
Yeah.
His death is more kind of like, oh, all right, that guy's dead. Don't have to worry about him. Because he wasn't built up as a big character at all. He's barely in the movie, to be honest.
Exactly. Well, and it's also kind of like the scene where Gabby and her uncle are driving to wherever. Yeah. And they're talking, but it's silent when the camera's outside the car. And then it cuts to, like, Henry Cavill listening in, and you hear their dialogue, and then it cuts back to the car, and it's
You mean
silent.
Russian listening in.
Oh yeah, okay. The Russian listening in, then you can hear the dialogue, and you go cut back to the car, and it's silent with subtitles still. And then she rolls the window down, and like there's dialogue that you can hear. And I'm like,
are you talking about when they're at the lunch table?
no, when they're driving down the road at one point, and they're talking, and there's subtitles, but there's no audio, and it cuts to the Russian I think it was Solo listening.
I don't remember this part of the movie. Oh, God damn, she's giving us a lot of.
That's Noah.
Okay. Here, hold on. Let's look it up.
Yeah.
Man from U.N.C.L.E. What scene with this video?
I couldn't even remember. Dude, Gabby and Uncle Rudy.
Gabby University.
And
Uncle Ruckus.
that's different movie, probably.
Can I turn this?
Yeah, just close out of the damn tab.
Shush. All right.
No, not
yeah,
that
it's the
scene.
same.
No, it's not that scene that I'm fucking talking about.
Dude, it's gonna cut back and forth between that scene.
No, it's not. Because that scene, they're already.
I don't like to leave much to chance.
And now it's going to cut to them at the dinner party, which is not the scene I'm fucking talking about.
Okay. I just wanted to check. That's the glitch.
It's such like a small scene. It's not like really likely to be in like that they're going to show anywhere here.
You sure it's not the best scene right here?
It's fine. It's not that important
Okay,
to
I'm
me.
just curious,
It's just
'cause I
it's
don't
just a
remember what
stylistic.
scene you're talking about.
Well, what did you rewatch this movie?
Yes, I did. I've seen it a million fucking times.
All right. But I did like the scene with the uncle in the torture room when they
Oh yeah, the Fifth Horseman.
yeah, when they swap him around. He's like, I'll tell you anything. You don't have to torture me at all.
I don't even have to know the people that I'm turning on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then them arguing outside.
She became.
And then them outside there just like arguing. It's like, yeah, I mean, we could kill him, or we could turn him in and probably provide a lot of good info, but he wouldn't go to jail. He'd probably cut a deal. Worse, they'd give him a job. In the meantime, like the fucking chairs, like electric problem fixes.
Roasting.
And he's just on fire. Damn,
They don't know until they see the glow of his burning body
Yeah.
through the window. Yeah, that's a great fucking scene.
Damn, I left my coat in there. Or my jacket in there.
Yeah, I don't do too well with like watching torture scenes, so I'm glad like they didn't like include a lot. I was like, how torturous is this gonna get? Because I may have to look away.
Yeah, it always kind of depends. Like if, yeah, like this one handled it well because it was mostly off screen, and like even when he was like being electrocuted, it was off screen.
I do like when they're tying Uncle Rudy to the electric chair though, and the Russian accidentally steps on the switch and it zaps him through Uncle Rudy. He's like,
Yeah.
would you please not?
Yeah.
Because he's just had it for like the last hour and a half.
Yo. Man. Oh, and I like the scene too where it's that fourth one there with the boat chase where he fucking hops in the truck. And like I was watching it and I'm like, didn't care that he took the guy's wine, was eating the guy's grapes. When he started eating that guy's sandwich, I'm like, okay, that's the dick move. That's the guy's actual fucking meal right
Well,
there.
you know what? And I was actually thinking about this scene the other day. Like, I was thinking, yeah, but that guy kind of deserves it. I was like, does he know what the Vinci Guerras are up to? Like,
Yeah.
was he maybe, like, working on the safe? Or was he literally just dropping off packages of, like, fucking water to this company?
We don't know. That could have just been some guy
He might
working
have just
there.
been a driver.
Yeah. And
But
now
you know
he doesn't
what?
have
He
his
shouldn't
lunch.
be having wine while he drinks, while he drives.
It's Italy.
Probably had a low alcohol content anyway.
But then he fucking drives the fucking truck onto the boat. And I just like how annoyed he looks as it's sinking because he's got to go save him. And he's just like kind of annoyed waiting for it to fucking...
Yeah, I like that he does, like, he instead of, like, trying to swim down, he's like, just let this bring me down.
Yeah.
And then he knows to roll the window down instead of trying to open the door because of all the pressure.
Yep.
Yeah, I really dig this movie.
Yeah,
I
it was a
also
lot of
like
fun.
the little individual bottle of wine that guy had that fit in a picnic basket
Oh, yeah.
somehow. It was nice.
Yeah. I mean,
He
that's
just
like
spit the cork on the floor, though. He didn't, like, set it on the dash or something so he could find it later. That's pretty rude.
yeah. I mean, he drove the guy's truck into the lake. So
His truck is the company's truck.
oh, that's true. It's probably insured too. So it really doesn't matter where he spit the cork.
Do you think an insurance company has to pay out on a company that, like, has, like, you know, situations like that if it was involved with a terrorist organization?
Oh, I'm sure they probably would use that as a reason not to pay out.
You were doing business with a terrorist organization. They were insured under you. That does not matter anymore.
I did that, but it was your truck. In fact, I'm considering canceling your entire policy.
And we will prosecute you to the full extent of the law if you do not leave us alone.
So,
Yeah, insurance companies are nice.
yeah. But no, it was a really fun movie.
Yeah.
Very stylish,
And you know what?
flashy movie.
When you say it was style over substance, like, I think that does make sense for this movie also because it has, like, comedicness to it. Like, there's like I wouldn't call this movie a comedy,
But there was comedy in it.
but it's pretty fucking close to being a comedy. Just with, like, their interactions and stuff. And the three of them even, not just Napoleon and Ilya.
Yeah.
But then also even Napoleon's interactions with his boss, Hugh Grant, which I like that. I liked him a lot in this movie too.
Yeah.
And if I didn't even notice him when he bumped into him at the beginning of that party and stole his ticket.
See,
I noticed that was Hugh Grant.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, because I saw Hugh Grant's name in the credits, the opening credits, and I saw him bump into him. I'm like, oh, Hugh Grant's about to enter the movie, and then he was gone for a good chunk of it. I'm like, okay. And then when he popped back in, I'm like, oh yeah, Hugh Grant's in this fucking movie.
Yeah, that kind of goes because that scene reminded me, like, when you're talking about how stylized it is and all the cutting back and forth. I noticed that all the cutting back and forth is to show different perspectives of each character because it is like I wouldn't call it an ensemble movie necessarily, but it is a movie that plays on kind of every character in it is as important as the next one.
Yep.
Sort of, and I think that's why it does all the cutting to show perspective.
Well, and with a spy movie too, I mean, perception's reality. Like, you'll see him kind of fiddling with something somewhere.
Right.
And it's like, but you don't know what that means. And then usually at the end, they're like, all right, and we're going to wrap this all back. And you see that thing they were fiddling with earlier is like, you know, the fucking...
That's the second warhead that has the, what's it called?
Uranium?
No. It's the one without uranium that they use to target the one with uranium.
Yeah.
It's got the special lens in it that makes it hone in on the first missile.
Yep. And then, I mean, that was a cool way to take them out, bad guys. Yeah, that was pretty cool. I also knew at the end that I was basically expecting, it didn't play exactly the way I figured it was, but I figured when Ilya's boss called him and he's like, hey, why do I hear that the American has the disc? And so he was going to go up there and, you know, kill him to get the disc. And he's like, hey, come on in. I really figured it'd be like, it's sitting on the table, you know, type of thing instead of, but when it cut to where it's sitting under his, like, vest or whatever, I'm like, oh, okay, he's got it obviously sitting out so that Ilya will see it. Like,
well, that wasn't his purpose for having it there.
Yeah, it was.
No, it wasn't. Not at all. Because he turns back around and then he looks down and he's like, oh, shit, that's sitting out. I mean, he already knew he wasn't going to, like, kill Ilya for the disc or anything. But he could he didn't know that Ilya was coming up and stuff. Like, no, he knew he was coming up. Hold on, let me say this because I'm jumbled up in my head the way I'm trying to get it out. So, he knows that Ilya's coming up, but he doesn't know that his boss just called him necessarily about the disc. He just has it sitting out because he's packing. But when he sees how stiff Ilya's being as he's pouring the drink and stuff, he's not talking to him, he's just kind of giving him subtle head nods. He's worked with him this long enough. He knows when he's fucking tense. So then he kind of looks back at his case and he sees, oh, I left the disc sitting out. I've got to defuse this, and that's when he decides to toss him the watch.
I disagree. Because because Ilya says, it's like, you knew my mission. He's like, yeah,
after he gave him the watch.
No, and he's like, yeah, same as mine. Kill him if you have to. And he's like, but I'm not going to do it. I feel like he left it out on purpose.
I don't think he did.
I do.
I think it just happened to be there when Ilya came in.
Everything Napoleon has done in this movie was so planned and meticulous, it wouldn't just happen. It wouldn't be
storming that fucking place at night. There was no plan with that.
there was. His plan was to go in and do it himself. And then they both happened to be there.
Yeah, but they didn't really have a plan.
Recon. Like, you have
It
to
was
wing
go
it.
in and
You
wing
have
it.
to wing it a little bit. But Napoleon had invited them up for drinks.
Yes.
So he knew he would be coming up to his room. If he actually wanted to keep the disc hidden, he would not have left it underneath his vest half-assedly. It was so obviously sitting outside from under his vest, he did it on purpose.
The way he looks back at his suitcase, he looks like nervous in his face. He's like, I see what's going on here. He's thinking about killing me right now. And that's why he's like, he's not talking as calmly as he was. He's like a little bit like, you okay, Peril? And he's kind of touch and go a little bit. And that's when he decides to turn around and toss him his watch. I don't think he left it out on purpose for Ilya to see.
I do.
I don't think so.
Well, we can leave it open to interpretation.
I suppose we could.
I'm pretty positive he leaves it out on purpose. That was a very intentional move.
Viewers, please, or listeners, please comment below what you think.
We're gonna put a poll on Twitter. Yeah.
Maybe if someone gets on that social media, who knows what might happen.
Well, we'll see.
Yeah. Depends on when the podcast comes
podcast
up. It might go up Saturday. Who fucking
The
knows?
podcast needs to get out first, and then I'll put the poll up.
Doesn't have to.
That's right. I could. Fuck it. I'll just do the poll right now.
Oh shit.
We're
I
doing
guess they don't need the.
Fuck it. We'll do it
context of
live.
the episode.
Did Napoleon do it on purpose? Yes, no. That's what I'm gonna ask.
A lot of interpretations for that question. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah.
Did Napoleon do it on purpose?
Did
Napoleon Bonaparte? Neapolitan ice cream? Napoleon Dynamite? What are you talking about?
disc out on, not in, on purpose for Ilya, Illya, to see? Question mark?
Just write the Russian.
No, I'm going to put his name. If I'm putting Napoleon, I'm going to put his name.
Alright, fine. Hold on.
For some reason, I have Henry Cavill. Ilya, Illya.
Yes. Ilya. He's the illest.
Choice 1, yes. Choice 2, no. Poll names. It's what it asks. And
Yeah, I bet it is. What are you writing down? 2 inches? Oh!
we're going to leave that up for a week. Tweet.
Oh, that was your Twitter. Wrong Twitter.
No, I tweeted it from
Link
Wait
to
to
the
the show.
Shizzo. Why don't
Yes.
you throw out that handle real quick right now?
At LTTS Podcast. Please vote.
Yeah, please vote. You got a week.
Potentially by the time
A
this
week
comes
or 2
up.
days. I don't know.
Yeah, somewhere in there. Anywhere from a week to it's too late now.
You've got until
I'm gonna
October
retweet.
1st.
Oh shit! I should have put I should have hashtagged the movie on it so that we could.
Just hashtag U.N.C.L.E.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, right? Hashtag uncle.
Yeah, I get it. I retweeted and liked it already and voted. And what do you know? 100% of people said yes. He did leave it out on purpose.
Did you, were you surprised when Napoleon found the watch on that guy?
No, I figured that was popping back up. I thought Ilya was going to be the one to find it, but when Napoleon found it, I'm like, all right, cool.
But did you, after the watch got taken, did you even think about it again?
Yep.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, when he saw the guard he thought had it again,
Well,
I'm like,
yeah.
okay, so clearly this is going to come back. I also love the technique he used to knock the guard out.
Why? I thought
Don't
that was my
touch.
father's watch. In the KGB, we call it the kiss. He'll be like this for 20 minutes. Mustn't touch.
That was pretty great.
Yes.
I just like him warming up behind him.
Yes. Bringing it up and bringing it back down. Yes, that's a very good part.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, Rudy spelled with an I.
Well, it's German.
Mr. Growth.
Yeah, I forgot that you said that the guy who played Goebbels in Inglourious Bastards was in this movie.
Oh, yeah.
And so I'm like, is that this guy? So I had to click and check.
Oh, he plays Goebbels in another movie.
Can you click on Stalingrad? I might have actually seen that movie.
Plays Otto.
The story from a group of German soldiers. So 1942. I think I've seen that movie.
Oh. Look at this, though. He plays Joseph Goebbels in another fucking movie.
Yeah.
In My Führer. Mein Führer?
No, it literally says My Führer.
Well, the poster says Mein Führer, but the movie's called My Führer.
Oh, well, that's what mine means.
I know.
The action comedy is set in 1944. Hitler appears in it as physically and mentally destroyed person who takes the advice of Goebbels in the actor-teacher of Jewish concentration camp for
Lessons, eloquence, to
inspire the German people to further fight. That right there is what happens when you run the German through Google Translate.
Deutschland 89, The Master Butcher.
Criminal Germany.
Ugh, look at that fucking picture. Is that what he looks like on Gotham now?
I guess.
Oh. Weird.
Again, fucking Joker should not be a goddamn Jim Gordon villain, but that's a whole other discussion.
It's their interpretation, John.
And it sucks. Yeah, we've discussed why does Jim Gordon name his fucking daughter after his crazy
psychotic ex-girlfriend?
Yeah. Literally psychotic.
Yes,
Not,
she kills her parents.
Not in the, oh, she's just crazy, like...
She burned my shit when we broke up.
Yeah, this is like legitimate, like, insanity in this show.
Yeah, I was like, well, I mean, they must get back together at some point because of Barbara Gordon, his daughter. And then she kills her parents and, and then invites him over or something. I was like,
See, that was that in season 1?
No, that was in season 2, I believe.
See, I didn't watch season 2.
Maybe it was at the very end of season 1.
Because I watched season 1 and then tried to start season 2 and just couldn't do it.
Yeah. The only reason I watched as far as I did was because I had someone I was watching it with. Me and my mommy.
Nice.
Yeah. Well, now I hate my mom, so.
Wow.
That's not true.
Do you want to talk about it?
No.
Okay.
I'm going over to hang out tomorrow. We're going to watch Black Jesus. Which came back on the air, thank fucking God.
Yeah.
Did you ever watch the show?
I did not, but I was actually about to say, did you see, I think I saw somewhere that HBO picked up Boondocks?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. But yeah, Black Jesus, Charlie Murphy was in it, but Charlie Murphy died, so I didn't think that they were going to come back with it. Because he's a big character in the show. He plays Vic, the landlord.
Okay.
Fucking hilarious. He calls, because, okay, the show's about a black guy who is Jesus. It's actually Jesus. Mm-hmm. But, this guy...
Set in modern times?
Yeah, it's set in modern times in Compton.
Okay.
So Jesus is, trying to, route... He's got, a new set of disciples, these people he's trying to show the right way to do things and stuff. So he's, starting a community garden in Compton. And it's him, struggling to get through to these, younger, modern people, the word of, it's all about peace, love, and respect, you know? And he's trying to do that in Compton. And he's like, come on, wow. What was it? Believe in your boy. That's what he always says. But the guy who plays Jesus, he's the voice of Franklin from Grand Theft Auto's friend. I can't remember what his name is.
I don't remember his name off the top of my head.
It's the other black guy that Franklin hangs out with.
Yeah. What the fuck was his name? I don't remember.
Well, Charlie Murphy's character always calls Black Jesus the con man because a lot of people think that this guy's not really Jesus, that he's just a guy pretending to be Jesus, and he's conning people out of something for some reason. So he also struggles with that. At one point, he goes to jail for a while because they didn't get a permit on that community garden, and they were selling salsa that had a bunch of weed in it. Because they were growing weed next to the tomatoes in this community garden, and the tomatoes got all the fucking THC in them.
Nice.
But it happened to make really delicious food.
Interesting.
Yeah, Black Jesus is a great show. It's on Adult Swim. Anyway, excited that's coming back. That's not what we're talking about.
No, we're talking about The Man from U.N.C.L.E. I don't know. I think I've kind of said everything. I think I've said my piece. I think this is probably... I agree. I would say this is probably my favorite role I've seen Henry Cavill in. Though I'm excited to see him in The Witcher.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm excited to see him in The Witcher. I'm tentative to see him.
I'm not beholden to anything The Witcher related, so... I've never read the books, haven't really played the games. So...
To me, it just looks like Henry Cavill in a white wig.
I mean,
he doesn't look he looks like the character, sure, but at this point now, it's like...
You should go to Google and one of your million of fucking tabs you got
Got
open.
1,000,001.
All right. You should look up Matt Mercer, Geralt of Riviera. Rivia, not Riviera. That's the DM from Critical Role.
He's too thin in the face.
Yeah, but
he
it's-
does look like him.
Yeah, but he like put that whole fucking thing together himself. Because on Halloween they always dress up for Halloween, so.
You know who else do you think would fit that look? Because honestly, looking at it a little bit, I think Hugh Jackman could fit that look. Because Geralt's kind of Wolverine-esque. A little bit. Because he's kind of like got like these extra senses, so he's like Wolverine in that regard and stuff.
Yeah.
He's a little more animalistic, but still kind-hearted.
Yeah, I don't know about Hugh Jackman. God, I have no idea.
How about this? Tommy Wiseau as Geralt.
There we go. Perfect.
Actually, when you look at that face, doesn't it kind of look like Henry Cavill?
A little bit.
Oh, that looks like Hopper there. That guy kind of looks like Hopper.
A little bit. I don't think he would make a good Geralt.
No, I don't
for
think
you.
so. I think that'd be a good SNL sketch, though,
Yeah, I would watch that.
where he just plays Fat Geralt, like Fat Hopper.
Yeah. Oh, did I tell you what my for a while I'd thought about doing for Halloween this year?
What?
Do alternate universe Kratos where he ate his failings instead of killing people.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Would you actually get the tattoo?
I wouldn't get the actual tattoo, no, but
Why not? That'd be pretty cool.
it would be a cool tattoo.
Would you shave your head?
For the costume, yes.
Really? Nice.
Yeah, because then I mean I had the beard and everything. It's like old man Kratos if he ate his feelings instead of killing people.
I like it.
He just ate his anger instead.
Nice. I'd get behind that. Who's this schlub?
I don't know. Click on it. Apparently, it's your first look of at Henry Cavill, but that's not Henry Cavill in that picture.
That one is.
That is, but that last picture was not.
No, it's not.
That's also not him.
It looks
That's-
like his stunt double.
Hold on. Don't change yet. That guy looks. It's probably just some cosplayer, but he looks like somebody else.
That side of his face looks like Henry Cavill, and then that side doesn't.
I don't know who the fuck I'm thinking of, but.
Yeah. See?
Is that CGI mustached list Henry Cavill there?
Where?
In the picture there.
Oh, they CGI'd his mustache away.
Yeah.
Oh, because didn't he have to do Superman with
Yeah.
the CGI?
And he wasn't able to shave it.
Ugh, that
See,
looks
right
like a
there-
really bad screen test.
And it looks like it's been fucking like run through like exported and turned into a JPEG a million fucking times.
Yeah.
But you know who he looks like right there?
Who?
Fucking Christopher Lambert as Raiden.
Yeah. That looks like Dan Harmon.
That's what's his fucking name? WikiLeaks motherfucker, Julian Assange.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh. Ugh. Is that Geralt in like an old game?
That looks maybe.
Ugh. Hey, there he is.
See, like I think in motion it looked fine. I get the concern over the that individual like picture looked kind of weird, but like in motion it looked fine.
Yeah.
I don't think it looks that bad in motion.
We'll see. I just don't know.
I think that's a lot of times when you get like, here's just the person in character. It's just like, yeah, but they're not doing anything.
I suppose
Like,
that was the issue with Nicolas Cage Superman too.
there's that. I mean, like the first pictures of like Heath Ledger's Joker were like just a white background with him like kind of like with his arms out, and people are like that's Joker.
Let me see.
Yeah.
I want to see those. Heath Ledger Joker test. I'm assuming they're test pictures or something.
Yeah.
Oh, is it this?
No, not
Where
that
they're
one.
getting the white balance down.
No.
Oh, is this him?
No. God damn it, Jake, you're making this difficult. I think like that one, that down to the right, that one. Like that just looks like somebody.
Promo photos.
Yeah, like that just looks like somebody playing pretend.
Yeah.
Like that doesn't look good, but then you watch it in motion and you watch it like actually happening. And you're like, oh shit, that's really good.
Yeah, I suppose. But you know what? He has the benefit. Heath Ledger had the benefit of not looking like Heath Ledger.
That's
because
true.
He had all the makeup on him. I think part of the problem is like, I almost wish they would have gotten a less known actor to play this video game character.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I feel like I'm gonna like look at it and be like, oh, there's Henry Cavill in a white wig.
I mean, but that's kind of the problem,
Casting
especially with a
spells.
lot of like, I mean, especially when you go to stuff like that, is like, you can do unknowns for a while, but then you kind of run the risk of like, well, this unknown kind of sucks. I mean, like you look at like Benedict Cumberbatch, who by the time he was Doctor Strange, he was already Benedict Cumberbatch. Like when he went into Sherlock, people didn't really know who he was, but now people are like, oh, he's Benedict Cumberbatch. Then he stepped into Doctor Strange. You're like, he's fucking perfect as Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
And like, so like you forget about that.
I think the problem is though, there's no one that naturally looks like Geralt. There's some people who kind of look like Doctor Strange. What is he? He has a goatee, and his hair is kind of
Slicked back.
up.
Yeah.
So, like to make someone look like Geralt, you know they're wearing a wig and stuff. That I guess that's part of it.
Yeah, I mean, but they're gonna kind of have to. I mean, but I mean, wigs don't always look bad. I mean, fucking Amelia Clarke looked great on Game of Thrones.
Yeah, because she already had long hair.
And she had to wear, but she had a wig the whole time.
I know.
Because her hair's not that.
But
fucking
also,
color.
she was unknown before that, really.
But still, like you can make a wig.
I'm not
work.
saying it's not just about the
Okay,
wig.
so your concern is you're going to be seeing Henry Cavill in a wig, not like
Yes.
this is just okay.
Because he's fucking Superman, and he was Napoleon Solo, so he's always clean fucking cut. And now I'm gonna see him like with the scruff, yellow eyes, and fucking white long hair,
Well,
partially tied into a ponytail.
Well, just give it a chance. It's
No,
on Netflix.
I'm going to. I'm just saying it's gonna be silly looking at first.
Probably.
It'll
But-
probably take a while for me personally to get used to looking at that. If it's good,
Yeah.
I might not watch that much.
I mean, to be fair, too, me and Nick were worried because the actor who plays Claptrap in Borderlands, apparently the guy who runs Gearbox is an asshole, from what I understand.
Gearbox? Is that
The company that makes Borderlands. From what I understand, he's an asshole, and like there was a big falling out between him and the guy who does the voice of Claptrap, who was also, I think, a designer on the games too. Like he worked on the games in addition to providing. Because I think his voice was supposed to just be like a stand-in at first, and they're like, "No, we fucking love this. This is great for Claptrap," so they used it. So after Borderlands 2 and all its DLC came out, and then I don't think Claptrap is in Tales from the Borderlands. So by that point, like as Borderlands 3 was coming out and being announced and everything, it had come out that somebody else was doing the voice of Claptrap. And they released a free DLC for Borderlands 2 called Commander Lilith and the Fight for Sanctuary, which was fine. But it was to kind of set the stage for 3. And spoiler alert, the only thing they needed to set the stage for was that Sanctuary got blown up at the end of Fight for Sanctuary. So that they could have a new thing called Sanctuary in Borderlands 3.
And there was no confusion.
Basically, well, so you're like, why are we not in Sanctuary already? Like, why? You know, it's like, so, because it's not there anymore. And in that, the new voice actor for Claptrap was there. And then the new voice actor for Claptrap's in the new game. And me and Nick didn't really care for him in Commander Lilith. We're like, this wasn't great. But I'm like, we're probably going to get used to it as we play. And yeah, we're just like, okay, that's Claptrap, whatever, moving on. Like, we don't even notice it. Or like,
sound somewhat like him?
It didn't at first. It wasn't high-pitched enough.
Oh, really?
Like, because Claptrap's a really high-pitched voice.
Right, yeah.
And so, like, this one was, like, an octave or two lower. So it was still high-pitched, but it wasn't like...
I'm Claptrap.
Yeah. And I'm like, they could so easily be like, he found, like, even though the Claptrap line got killed off by Hyperion before Borderlands 2, and he's the only Claptrap left.
Oh, is that his story?
Yeah, by Borderlands 2, he's the only remaining Claptrap.
I didn't know there was multiple
Yep.
in one.
Yep, in Borderlands 1, there's a shitload of Claptraps. There's the whole Claptrap's Glorious Robot Revolution, which is the last one where, like, Hyperion tries to wipe out the Vault Hunters using Claptrap army. And the Claptrap, I think that is still alive by this point, is the one that was leading the robot revolution.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's funny.
So he's the only Claptrap left. So I'm like, they could have just been like, oh, he found like some update in his system or whatever, and his voice changed a little bit, and that would have been done. Explained it away. But they didn't.
Do you think they're going to kill him off in this third game?
No.
Do you think
No,
they're gonna keep him
Claptrap.
on forever?
Yeah, oh yeah, Claptrap's like the most iconic character from the series.
I know, but I mean, if you want to make it deep, you just kill the most iconic character.
Borderlands doesn't tend to go for deep.
Didn't they kill Mordecai's bird?
They did, but that's just to more establish what a piece of shit asshole Handsome Jack was.
They killed a beloved character from the first game.
He wasn't really a character in the first game. If you
Mordecai's
never,
bird, it was like his like.
it was his
boy.
ability.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I know.
but if you never played Mordecai, you'd have been like, I don't fucking care. Nick played Mordecai. I mean, Roland fucking dies in 2.
Who?
Roland. He's one of the Vault Hunters from the first game. He's the one I played through in the first game.
So did that have an impact for you?
I'm like, oh shit, Roland died.
That's about it.
I'm like, cool. Now we really got to kill Jack, mostly. I mean, and not because it was Roland, but just because I'm like, all right, they raised the stakes again. He just killed Roland and kidnapped Lilith. So
I wish I liked Borderlands because, like, I like the idea of it. I like the aesthetic of it, but I don't know.
no,
It's almost too much looting,
it's a lot of looting.
and there's too many versions of like the same gun.
Well, yeah, I mean, at a
So I don't
certain
know
point,
what
you
I'm
just
supposed to stick with. Like, it's hard for me to tell which gun's better than the next one.
I mean, that's what the little arrows showing you like the numbers and such. But basically the way I play it, it's like I focus mostly on damage and damage accuracy and reload speed. Everything else is kind of secondary. Though I also always check to make sure it only fires one bullet at a time because some don't. Some
You
fire
got
2.
burst.
No, some fire 2. Like a
just
lot of them are shotguns.
Go through your ammo.
Yeah, and they just burn through ammo so quick, and I'm like, that's not worth it. But that's kind of what I look for. But anything that's just all green arrows all the way, I'm like, oh, well, I'm going to switch to this gun. It's depending. Like, if I want a shotgun, I mostly focus on damage and reload speed. If I want, like, a sniper rifle, it's damage and accuracy. Things like that. Like, or if it's like the assault rifles, I don't worry so much about damage. Then it's like fire rate, reload speed, accuracy. At least that's how I play it.
Yeah, I've got 2 versions of Borderlands 2, and I really haven't played them. I got it on the computer and then also on PlayStation VR.
Well, I was gonna say if you get Borderlands 3, Race has it, and all 4 of us could play. 4-player through it.
I'd also have to get PlayStation Plus, which I
Yeah.
don't think I'm getting.
Yeah, no. So
I looked at the PlayStation Now library recently, though, and they've updated it quite a bit.
yeah,
They don't have as many PlayStation 1 games as they used to, but now they have the option that you can download the game to your PS4, so you
Which
don't
is
have to
nice.
stream it.
which was dumb.
Like, I appreciate the idea, but yeah, most internet can't fucking cover that.
Yeah.
Because I tried playing Resident Evil 4 streaming, and it was a fucking nightmare.
Wow.
Yeah, it's really hot in this room, sorry.
Yep, that was good. So
We're almost at an hour, 57 minutes.
we're only at an hour. Shit.
Yeah.
Man, we wound this one down quick. But no, because I was gonna say like I don't have too much more to go over for this. But I was gonna pitch a movie for next week. But go ahead.
What did you think about the music for this movie?
I thought it was good.
It almost
I thought it was-
had a bit of a Tarantino vibe for like the songs that would like come on the radios and
Oh,
stuff.
that was another moment that I really liked in the movie. Thanks for getting us all back on topic for Man from Uncle.
We're back
Was-
talking about The Man from U.N.C.L.E, by the way.
Yeah, if you're just tuning in now, you haven't missed anything. We've only been talking about Man from U.N.C.L.E. The scene where they broke into that facility and they were racing back to the hotel because the alarm went off, and they knew they were gonna go to the hotel and like check it out, and they just barely like beat her back to the hotel,
Yeah.
and she like signals them to be quiet as she like opens the door and like the music's playing, and then she like puts her finger up for quiet and the music cuts too right when she does that.
Yeah.
I'm like, that was fucking cool as hell. Like, I love when like stuff in the scene affects the non-diegetic music. I think that's just really good
I enjoy that too.
use of style.
Yeah. I like visual cues like that too. For stuff that they can't hear.
Exactly. Well, no, I was about to say it would be like Shaun of the Dead, but no, Shaun of the Dead, they can't hear it. So, because I was thinking like when they're beating up the zombie to
Having a good
time,
having a good time.
Mr. Fahrenheit. That's what it's called. I think. Yeah, that one. I think that's what it's called. But yeah, but they can hear that. But I guess a better example of that would have been like in Baby Driver.
I haven't seen that.
Oh. I'm watching. Well, we'll see. We'll talk. We'll talk. I fucking love Baby Driver. Is great.
Yeah.
And honestly, if you like this, I think you'll really like Baby Driver.
Yeah.
It's not super similar, but it's got a lot of the same stylistic flair to it.
Tonally, it's similar.
Yes.
Okay.
So. Sorry, I thought I was about to sneeze there. But last thing Kevin Spacey was in before, that whole thing went down.
The Big Bang happened.
Yeah.
Well, actually, there was another movie that he was in, but they had to recast his character and then reshot all of his scenes.
Yeah.
What was that movie?
For all the money in the world.
Yeah, that's right.
Actually, there was another movie that came out, like just as that was happening.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember what it was about, but it's got him and Ansel Elgort in it again, and apparently, like, it really wasn't that good. So it's not like anybody's missing out on anything. Like he's like, yeah, there's decent chemistry between the two of them, but it's not like even without all the problems surrounding Kevin Spacey, it's like this movie's not really worth your time. So,
regardless of if you think it like, oh, I don't want to give business to him, it's like, well,
it's like,
I mean, the movie's not even good enough to like worry about it.
yeah. I think it was one of those ones where you like hear like how much it made in the box office, and you're like, shit, that's like it was like $5,000 or some shit in the box office.
Really?
It was fucking low. Let me look up the movie and then we'll look up its box office. But in the meantime, back to Man from U.N.C.L.E.
Real quick, I want to say this about Kevin Spacey. I'm curious what he thought was going to happen after he released that video of him as Frank Underwood again.
That was fucking bizarre.
I'm curious what he was hoping for. And I like that nothing happened from it.
Yeah, that was...
People talked about it for like a week, and then no one talked about it again. I thought about that the other day. I was like, that was like almost a year ago now.
Holy shit, really?
It's pretty old. I mean...
Wow. The movie is called Billionaire Boys Club.
Kevin Spacey, let me be frank. 9 months, okay.
Okay, here we go. I actually found it. And I actually
believe that Kevin Spacey is in a Billionaires Boys Club.
Yeah.
Where
So,
only billionaires get to touch the boys, am I right?
budget, $15 million.
Fuck.
Which is already low. But to be fair, I think kind of what they were shooting for, not that big of a deal.
I mean, Kevin Spacey's usually in like more low-key roles anyway. He tends to do very well in those roles.
Yeah. It's domestic gross. So I was
America?
incorrect. Yeah. So in America, this is not necessarily box office. It's domestic gross, $1,349. It's its worldwide gross was $2.4 million, but on a $15 million budget in Hollywood,
Yeah.
that was like the flop of all flops.
Yeah, well, it doesn't seem like typically what I learned is with a movie, when you look at its budget, its production budget, you double it because it'll take the same amount to like market the movie.
Yeah.
But I doubt that movie got any fucking marketing. Probably didn't need any with all those allegations going around, huh?
Yeah, so that one flopped pretty hard.
Man, let me be frank, has 11 million views.
Oh, I watched it all. It's fucking weird.
It's got more views than that last movie made money.
Yeah, and it is. You're right. It has been
9 months. Oh, released on Christmas Eve. That's even fucking weirder.
Yeah, I don't know what he was
He's
thinking.
God's gift to man, John. It's when Jesus was born. You know that. Oh man. Who's here after an accuser dies? In midst of sexual assault lawsuit? Yeah. 2018 has been weird as hell. I also like the people who say, man, 2018 has been weird. Every fucking year is weird.
Yeah.
No year is more weird than any other.
Yeah. 2016 sucked.
Whatever.
That was a lot. But, so Man from U.N.C.L.E.
It sucks
does
for
not...
some people.
Man from U.N.C.L.E. does not have Kevin Spacey or Ansel Elgort or weirdness. Just real cool movie.
It's cool. Yeah. Yeah, I fucking really liked it. Like I said, this was a movie even I slept on. Me and my dad went to go see it because he thought it looked really good. I really hadn't seen too much about it. I'd seen previews for it, like Man from U.N.C.L.E., but I wasn't paying attention really. Mm-hmm. And I was like, well, Dad wants to go. I'll go watch it with him. Free movie.
There you go.
And I fucking, in the theater, I was like, holy shit, this movie's dope.
Yeah.
Like, I left the theater thinking, like, what the fuck? That was great. I had such low expectations for that. I didn't have low expectations. I just had zero expectations.
You went in blind, basically.
Perfect way to see a movie. And this movie was a perfect storm for me. I knew nothing about it going in, and it fucking blew my doors off.
Nice.
So that's why I like this movie.
That's
so
a
much.
good way to go into a lot of movies, if possible.
Yeah.
Fucking shit. What was the other thing I was gonna say?
I know most people saw Endgame with zero expectations.
Yeah, none. Everybody's like, yeah, it's probably gonna be okay. Fucking found out. So Endgame now the highest grossing movie of all time.
Is it now?
It is. It took a while, but they hit it. So Disney has all of the fucking money in the world, basically. And apparently they're laying people off in Disney World because the parks aren't performing as well as they would hope they would. So instead of transferring, all of the money that they have, which is all of it, into being like, well, we don't need to fire all of these people. They're like, well, the parks aren't doing well, so let's get rid of some people. Just attendance wasn't what they projected it would be. So they laid people off, which makes no fucking sense. It's like, oh, they're not doing as well, and we're not getting as many people. Maybe if we remove some staff, it'll work better.
Well, it would level out their budget.
Yeah, it'd level out their budget, but it wouldn't help bring fucking people to the park, getting rid of people from working at the park.
Well, adding more people isn't going to bring more people either.
No, that's true. So why fucking change the amount of people?
Because
again,
they'll save the money.
Disney has so much fucking money.
Yeah. The mouse rules all, John.
Oh! You talking shit? Oh!
Just a fucking red laser pointer shoot comes in on my forehead. Or the back of my head. I'm backed up to a window. Not where you want to be when the mouse wants to kill you.
Yeah, no. In fact, it's too late. The window's open. The mouse wanted in. The mouse could get in.
I like just calling Mickey the mouse. Or referring to Disney as the mouse.
The mouse. Oh! The last thing you hear before you die.
Oh, that's what you hear before you get fucking molested before you die.
Yeah.
That's when Mickey's got a grudge. He brings in Goofy. He's gonna goof you.
And then kill you.
And if you hear Donald go whack, like that, no. You might as well kill yourself because you don't want to live too much longer.
Yeah.
I can't do a
He'll
Donald
have
impression.
He'll have a no. God no.
You want to try it right now?
No, I don't.
Come on, do it for the audience.
No.
Let's hear John's first impression of Donald Duck.
Anyways.
Candidly.
No.
Come on.
No.
Come on.
No.
All right. Everyone at home, do a Donald Duck impression. Record yourselves doing a Donald Duck impression and send them in.
And then we'll go back and splice them into the podcast right here.
That's
wow, that was a good one.
At gmail.com. What were you about to say?
I said, wow, that's a good Donald Duck impression right there.
Before that.
I don't fucking remember. Oh, fucking, they've got a page in their book of, Uncle Rudy.
Oh, yeah. A whole page right here for you. Not in black and white. Chroma key.
Kodachrome.
Oh, Kodachrome. Chroma key. That's from fucking editing.
Yeah. Idiot.
Kodachrome. The colors are so real, you could almost taste them. He's really gross.
Yeah.
He's a really creepy guy. He plays a creep really well.
Yeah. Yeah, it does. Excuse me.
Gesundheit.
I don't know. It's a good movie.
Oh,
Fun
one
movie.
thing I just heard recently, because I was at Jordan's place a while back. I gave him my PlayStation 2. He had the show The Boys on.
Okay.
And there's a song in it that was from The Man from U.N.C.L.E. But I thought when it was in The Man from U.N.C.L.E. it was part of the score. I didn't realize it was like an actual song.
Was it that like one that was playing during the car chase?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that one. The one that almost sounds like Immigrant Song.
Yeah, almost, but isn't.
But yeah, that song. I was like, oh shit. That's not just The Man from U.N.C.L.'s song. I thought it was actually part of the score because it plays well to the chase and stuff.
Yeah.
But no, it's in The Boys also. That's
Interesting.
just something.
I need to
Fun
watch The
factoid.
Boys still.
Me too.
I've
been
watched
hearing
it.
it's fucking amazing.
I watched the first episode and it was really cool, and I need to keep watching it.
Was that the part with the invisible cunt?
Yeah.
Okay. I've heard that line and you showed me the scene.
I know. Because again, it's one of those moments where you can see where they just ripped it straight out of the comic book.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that Man from U.N.C.L.E. Final thoughts? This might be kind of a
really good
shorter
movie.
episode, but that's all right.
We're over an hour now. We're at an hour 10.
Yeah.
But I asked Kate's parents what the original show was like because they watched it back in the 70s. And they said it wasn't too much like that at all, actually.
I'm sure it was more
they
of a
still like the movie, but,
I'm sure it was more of a standard spy procedural, like like a procedural, but with spies.
Yeah. Procedural, is that
Like a police procedural show, like
like
fucking
Law and
NCIS and Law and Order and shit. My mom is super excited. Mom, if you're listening, I know you were super excited for Ziva coming back on NCIS. They thought she was dead.
Ziva?
Yeah,
one is she?
She's the Mossad agent who works with NCIS.
I watched the show. I was curious. When I said who is she, like I knew who the characters were. It was only because I was curious if it was the girl with black pigtails.
No, she is off the show. But Ziva is back apparently.
Okay.
So big news for all you NCIS fans, or
Once again, congratulations.
what was that from?
Oh, come on, John. It's from SpongeBob. That's my friend in there.
That's damn it.
Congratulations. It's his first time on his own. Once again, congratulations. That's it. 5 hours is long enough. Oh, Bubble Buddy, you're done. He kept us waiting for a bubble.
He made me experience eye tide. Oh,
He called us fat.
he burned our crops.
And put a plague on our houses. He did? No. But are we going to wait around until he does? You and that bubble have been nothing but trouble. Yeah. SpongeBob's a good show.
Yeah, it is.
All right, next week, the SpongeBob movie.
I was gonna say we should do an episode just about SpongeBob. We should just watch all of SpongeBob and talk about.
We watched the first episode of every season.
Yes. There's 4 seasons or some shit.
What?
Isn't I thought there's a shitload of episodes a season though, like an obscene amount of episodes a season. I know it's an
there's
old ass show.
20 episodes per season.
Yeah.
But there's 7 fucking seasons. 8, 9 maybe? Hold on.
But I was actually gonna recommend. Well,
Right.
Jesus. No, I was gonna recommend one of 2 movies for next week.
Okay.
Now that
What? SpongeBob's birthday is July 17th? Did you say happy birthday to SpongeBob?
I don't think so. Also, we're on season 12.
Fucking hell. Man, that show has gone downhill since after season 4 or 5.
Maybe that's what I was thinking with the 4 or 5, 3 or 4 seasons.
That's the only amount of good episodes there were.
Rest in peace, Steven Hillenberg.
Rip.
But no, I was going to recommend one of 2 movies. Baby Driver, as has been mentioned. And I'm also kind of in a Guy Ritchie mood. Have you seen Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels?
All right, so me, Nick, and Race, and Jordan showed up also. We had a Jason Statham movie marathon.
Okay.
We had to start, though, at 8 in the morning. So, Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels was one of the first ones that we watched. It was either 1 or 2.
Okay.
And I started falling asleep during it. So, I've seen some of it.
Okay. would you have interest in doing either of those two movies, Baby Driver or Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels?
Sure, either one.
Which do you want to watch? I came up with two. You pick the one we're going to watch for next week.
Let's do Baby Driver.
Okay.
Still relatively new, and I've been wanting to see it. I just haven't. Do you know where I can watch it at? Is it on Netflix?
It's probably on Amazon. I have it on Blu-ray, so.
Well, look at you.
Yeah. You know, it was really weird, too, speaking of Blu-ray. You know, Blu-rays and DVDs and shit have trailers at the beginning, too, for shit's coming up. Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice trailer on there. I'm like, huh. Neat.
I like the ones that like, I've never bought one like this, but I've rented them from Family Video, where you get a Blu-ray, but it's like, it connects to your internet, and it'll play an ad for, like, a movie from 2019, even though, like, the movie that you've rented is, like, from 76, but it's on a Blu-ray.
Yeah, actually, it asked me if it's like, would you like to allow the Blu-ray player to connect to the internet? I'm like, no, it doesn't need the fucking internet.
Well, I was like, does it? So I hit yes, and I was like, I got, like, an ad for, like, something like Superman or whatever. I was like, what the fuck? This movie's from the 80s. But, yeah. It's just, it connects to your internet so it can play you new ads. I was like, well, that's kind of a genius idea, I guess, but, like, whatever.
No.
It's weird that it does that.
See, I always like watching the trailers for shit that's like, oh, that was what was coming out around the same time as this.
Yeah, dude. I love that shit, too.
Yeah.
Like, if you get, like, an old Pokemon movie, that's a good dose of nostalgia. That's fucking right into the vein. You get, like, an old Game Boy commercial and shit.
Nice.
Like that one where all the Pokemon are getting on the bus, and then, like, the guy puts the bus into, like, a smashing machine. It, like, crushes all the Pokemon inside it. Then he pulls out a cartridge, and it's like a Tamagotchi, but for Pokemon.
I vaguely remember that.
Yeah, right?
Vaguely remember
I think it was on the commercial for either Mewtwo Strikes Back or fucking Pokemon 3000.
Don't know. Couldn't tell you.
Got the VH for 3000 in the other room.
Nice.
It's racist. He loaned it to me in 8th grade.
Nice. Well, which one of you two borrowed Nick's copy of Hulk Ultimate Destruction? Was that Race?
Wrong. He borrowed my copy of Hulk Ultimate Destruction,
shit.
and he fucking broke it.
That's what was up. That's right.
I was about to get pissed if he told you that, like, he
No.
one of us.
No.
What fucking lies is he telling? I was gonna
No.
get so mad. I was gonna beat you to death with this mic stand, and then go show your dead body to Nick and say, "That's what you get."
I didn't remember the story right.
Yeah, good. That better be what had happened.
Yep. Did you know that game is what inspired them to use the car gloves in fucking the Incredible Hulk movie?
Yeah, I could tell. I loved that game. I loved it so fucking much. I got that game the same Christmas that the year Green Day's American Idiot came out, because I got the CD also, and so I would, like, listen to that CD as I was playing the game, just jumping around fucking the city and stuff, because you had, like, super high jumps, and I was jumping around to wake me up when September ends.
Nice.
A
That's
lot of
cool.
memories in that game. Nick ruined them.
Way to go, Nick.
Nick broke them all.
I mean, I guess that's what happens when you steal people's copies of Pokemon 3000.
No, he ruined the game before I stole Race's copy. I didn't steal it. He lent it to me and never asked for it back.
Race, if you're listening, Jake still has your copy of your movie.
He knows. It's on my dresser. I'm not hiding it.
Yeah.
I don't even know why it's on my dresser. I can't watch it from there. I mean, I have a VCR now, but I only got that like a couple months ago.
Yeah. So.
All right. I think
At
that's good to
Rosendoom
wrap
2,
up.
Rosendoom 1, at LTTS Podcast, late to the podcast.
At Jake_Lavoie.
For both of them.
Yeah.
And role-play film for everything.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All
we're
right,
working on
gang.
that. So, Baby Driver next week.
Baby Driver next week. Is there anything else you want to say to the people?
No, I'm good.
Don't be late.
Boy.